When the Buddha was to preach to someone who was to awaken to the Dhamma, he would have to consider what that person's foundation was. If that person had a certain foundation from the past, how should they contemplate? He would present that method, upāya, to them. Take, for instance, Venerable Culapanthaka. Venerable Culapanthaka attained Arahantship as he was washing a white cloth at the edge of a pool. This was Venerable Culapanthaka's foundational character, nissaya, of the past. It was a past contributing factor for him. See, many eons ago, Venerable Culapanthaka was a magnificent king. At that time, the king was riding on an elephant's back, traveling through his kingdom to see how his subject fared, to see how they were living and eating. As he was riding on the elephant's back, he was in full dress. He was washed, perfumed, powdered, and dressed in his full glory. As he was riding the elephant around his realm, he became extremely hot and sweat drenched his body. So he took a handkerchief that he had in his purse and wiped his face. After wiping his face, he wiped along his arms and his body as they were sweaty. After wiping away the sweat, he contemplated his handkerchief. Before, this cloth was very clean. After having wiped it against my body, which has become dirty and filthy, the cloth became dirty and filthy as well. Before, my face was clean and attractive. It was powdered and perfumed. But why is it that when I go outside like this, it is no longer fragrant? It gives off a foul stench and is dirty. And all of those excretions have stuck to the cloth, making the cloth dirty. He thought, now there isn't a part of this body of mine that is beautiful in any way. Every single part is dirty. Once they come into contact with the cloth becomes dirty as well. Thus, he experienced a disillusioning awakening at that moment. This was the start of his cultivation of this foundational nature related to washing cloth. Thereafter, he died. Many thousands of eons went by, and that king was reborn during our Buddha's era as Venerable Culapanthaka. The Buddha realized Venerable Culapanthaka's foundational nature and what was needed for him to attain arahantship. The Buddha saw that in the past, Venerable Culapanthaka was a king and did this. He had taken his cloth and wiped his face and his body. He saw his cloth become dirty and sullied. It became his foundational nature. Thus, the Buddha took a white cloth and gave it to Venerable Culapanthaka to hold and rub. He was to think, Racho haranang rachang harati, over and over. Once the cloth became dirty, he was to wash it at the edge of the pool. He did as the Buddha instructed. As he washed the cloth at the pool's edge, he contemplated. How did this cloth become dirty? My hands were clean before touching it. When the cloth is dirty, it must be washed. Then it becomes clean. The cloth and my mind are the same. My mind is dirty and filthy. Why? Because defilements, kilesa, desires, tanha, and ignorance, avijja, have been accumulating and hiding within my mind. If I am able to wash the defilements, desires, and ignorance from my mind, it would be like washing the dirty stains from this cloth. He simply contemplated the cloth and compared it to his own body. They were of the same condition and of the same kind of form, rupa, that is, the three common characteristics, tailakkhana. They are things that are impermanent. They are entirely filthy within themselves. Just by contemplating this, Venerable Culapanthaka became an arahant at the pool's edge. See, the foundational nature that each individual has cultivated in the past is not the same. Some individuals awaken to the Dhamma as arahants in a cemetery, using corpses as their preoccupation, aramana, for contemplation. Others are able to attain arahantship by contemplating fruits that fall to the ground. Some people during the Buddha's era would simply light an incense stick and be able to attain arahantship, or they would light a single candle and be able to attain arahantship. See, it was owing to the foundational nature that each individual had cultivated.